So it says here that you're suing for 50% custody and that you're a, quote, great dad. What kind of a dad could what kind of a father are you? Why would I believe that?
I mean, I do it all. I do it all, Yana. I'm a super dad. I mean, super dad. I'm talking about Batman dad, Spider-Man dad. You understand what I'm saying, Yana?
Excuse me, your hors d'oeuvres. Can I say something?
Well, Super Dad, I'm going to consider that photo abuse of the children because they were too close to the barbecue grill.
I read my baby's bedtime stories in bed.
Do you expect for me to really believe you read to the children?
Your officer, can I say something?
I'll let you convict him in a second.
This is preposterous.
What was that word?
Preposterous.
Well, preposterously, hand over your credit cards.
He needs to hand over his EBT, Green Dot, and Netflix codes, too.
Oh, he has Cash App, does he?
How am I supposed to pay my rent, my bills? How am I supposed to get to work?
You need to quit those little jobs anyway and stop trying to go to school to be a doctor.
This is preposterous.
Well, it's not my fault you weren't on your A game. So, hand over the house.
Preposterous. I'm getting older, and she's getting younger with my money.
Yes, well, I'm going to consider that compliment to her as abuse. Hand over your driver's license and your car.
Yana, please. What about me?
I don't want that old car. I need a brand new 2035 model.
And the shirt off your back, sir.
What else is y'all gonna take from me? The tattoos off my skin? Damn, that's cold, Yana. I mean, do I ever get to see my kid?
Yes, now, it says here that she has 3 children, and, they're all yours.
And Mr. Wong's.
Why?
At least Mr. Wang's feet don't stink after working 18 hours.
Why?
Who's Mr. Wong?
Just look at these two. You can tell they ain't mine.
Well, I'm gonna make you pay child support for all 3 anyway. Case dismissed.
Why?
This is Father's Time for A-Game TV. Looks like they gave him the Kanye Cosby. Wow. Could you tell us just what happened in there to you today, sir?
I feel 60 years older. I really need to get on my A-game.
Come on, y'all, let's go get you a new daddy.
You should try A-Game. Yep, it's an all-natural supplement that'll help you get your energy, go back in there, and win.
I feel great again. I feel like myself. I feel like I'm on my A-game.
A-Game will keep you out of custody court.
No, it won't.
Okay, maybe it won't, but it sure will give you the natural energy and vitality you'll need to stand up under the pressure.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow.
Hello. How's everybody? How's everybody doing? Y'all, thank you, Frederick, for kicking it off with the contribution. Thank you so much. How's everybody doing? I sound like a Matrix. Say salams to the wife. Thank you, Miss Lucasely. So. Oh, they're not gonna like this one, but that's okay. Not gonna like this one. The purpose of women is men. Thank you, Heal You. 62. Thank you so much. Thai Boxing says, question for the devout Muslim women. Since you have to be covered up due to religious faith, how do you fare when extremely warm weather and you are out and about? We don't go out and about if we don't got to, if it's super hot. And you know, once it get 95, 100 degrees, everybody hot. So we hot, just like y'all hot. The extra clothing actually isn't worse, it's better. If you take a look at people who actually live in desert climates, you'll find that they actually wear more clothes, not less. Because the sun consistently beating down is actually not all that good for your skin on a long, like on a regular, consistent, everyday kind of basis. So the extra clothing actually helps you to sweat a little bit so you can get cooler, and it's better on your skin. So we're actually not any hotter or any more uncomfortable than anybody else in hot weather. No problem, Thai boxing. I don't mind questions like that when they're respectful. I don't mind the questions. Thank you, Marcel. So your mind is a work of art. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Chris. Said peace is bring this important message. I will. Y'all probably heard Kevin say the purpose of women is men. Little known fact. He got that from me. A couple of years ago, before he blew up, we were on a panel together, and I said that. He was on my channel. It was one of the things I was kind of talking about, and I ended up saying it. I said, the purpose of women is men. And he was like, right. You're right. That's true. Because that is the purpose of women. Now, y'all want some heat. I know Chicago heat and Florida heat. Florida is hotter than Chicago, but we got the same type of heat, that humid heat, because if you're in the dip part of Florida, you are confronted with the Everglades and the swamp. And then you're also the peninsula is surrounded by the Gulf of Mexico on one side and the Atlantic Ocean on the other. So that humidity, that's a whole different deal in the heat. And Chicago's heat is the same kind of heat, that humid, because we got Lake Michigan right here. So that humid, where the water's at and then it's hot, I much prefer desert heat than I do humid heat. Give me dry heat all day. Because a Arizona 96 and a Chicago 96, two totally different things. And I've been in both places with them high degrees, and Chicago's worse. That muggy, humid, I'm about to pass out with a heat stroke. Yeah, I don't like that. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, I would imagine New Orleans heat is like that because they're actually below sea level. We hot here, but we not in that heat wave. We ain't in that 100-degree heat wave. I'm so glad we ain't in that heat wave. Woo. Anyway. Yeah, Chicago winters, y'all. I don't like Chicago winters. I'm done. We good. I've been here 44 years. I'm good on the wintertime. I'm good on all the slush. I'm good on all the snow. I'm good on the sleet. I'm good on the 40 below. I'm good on the snow boots. I'm good on the blizzard that'll drop 16 inches on you overnight. I'm good on that. So good on that. But anyway, let's get on down to it. The purpose of women is men. And my show earlier actually inspired this. And you'll notice the thumbnail that I have 4 women on my thumbnail. I have Betty Shabazz, I have Coretta Scott King, I got Lauren London, and the other lady is Vanessa Bryant, Kobe's wife, Kobe's widow. And what those four women have in common is that they are alpha widows. Now, I'm not necessarily comparing the men themselves and like their mission or their impact to the world. I'm not really comparing that. I'm not even really comparing the women to each other, like who was the better woman, who, you know what I'm saying, who did what. Like, that's not what this is about. But what this is about is discussing the dynamic. See, when I talked earlier about the alpha widow, which I'm going to talk more about. When I talked about the alpha widow, I talked about it in such a way where the women, the widow herself, okay, has this enormous task of moving on or keeping on after the alpha is gone. You know, yeah, because Nelson was her alpha. Nelson was her alpha. I wanted to talk about the process. This message today is really about the lioness. If you are a hyena and you feel some type of way because you don't know how to be a lioness and you can't really deal with an alpha, this is you. I need you to put one finger up and do this. Just walk off. So now, after we got the hyenas out of the way, thank you, Wayne. Say, if every black man, including myself, had you as a wife, friend, auntie, girlfriend, family member, your essence alone would have us in a better place. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So this message is for the lioness. And the reason why this message is for the lioness is because the lioness, you might get tempted to get caught up in these various hyena-driven ways, okay? We can't tolerate that. We can't really have that. So this is about what it takes really to be a lioness in a man's life, in an alpha's life, because there's levels to being an alpha. All the alphas are not equal, okay? Doesn't make one better or worse or whatever. It's just levels to it. And there's levels to being a lioness also, okay? So, but getting back briefly for now to the alpha widow, the reason why it is such a task for her to overcome being with and then losing an alpha is because of everything he poured into her. Everything he poured into her. Okay? And the more he poured into her, the more dedicated she is to him when he's alive and to his memory when he's gone. Okay? You never heard Coretta Scott King get married again. You never heard Betty Shabazz get married again. You never heard about it. Thank you, Pharaoh. So I cry myself to sleep at night because you think 25 years old is too young for you. We never heard about that. Now, any relationship, like take Coretta. I I'm sure she had a relationship with a man. Martin was assassinated in the 60s. Okay, I'm sure that there was some relationship somewhere, but it was discreet, whatever it was, and she never allowed it or him or whoever or whatever went down with any other man in her life to overshadow the legacy of Martin. She never allowed that. She maintained and preserved his legacy because it was of such importance to him and thus to her that she knew she could not tarnish it. And she also understood that coming up with another husband, that wasn't going to be the move. She knew that. A lioness understands that. Betty Shabazz, same way. Whether she got married again, I don't think that she ever got married again. But even if she did, we remember her as Malcolm's widow. His legacy was more important than her showcasing some new husband of hers. Now, they wouldn't have been wrong to get a new husband. They wouldn't have been wrong for that. But there was an importance to the mission, to the vision, to the legacy that could not be overshadowed by any action of hers. That's why they carried themselves with such dignity after. You didn't see them descend into this foolishness. Well, it's like, what is you doing? You know, Coretta got one scandal after another. Betty got a scandal. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, she done started an organization and she's stealing from folks. You know, you didn't see that. You didn't see that because it wasn't just them. The memory of the men was not only something that was personal to her, it was worldwide. So it wasn't just these men were their husbands and their alphas and with their purpose, but that purpose was not something that made that man famous or infamous based on who you are or what you think of them. That was a legacy she had to share with the world. Like she shared him with the world. Coretta had to share Martin with the world. He couldn't just be hers. Betty had to share Malcolm with the world. He couldn't just be hers. This is how you know another level of love was reached that didn't reside in this selfish kind of arena. Furthermore, it would have been difficult for any other man to attach himself to a Coretta Scott King or attach himself to Betty Shabazz because everybody gonna be looking like you ain't Malcolm. You ain't on the mark. What you about to do? You see what I'm saying? What you doing? Right? So we have to understand why these women are moving like this. And I want to examine the kind of relationships you got to have this type of reaction for a man to have that type of sway over your life, even in death, is what I'm really getting to. For a man to have that type of sway over a woman's life, even in death, these women fulfilled their purpose, which was their men. These women fulfilled the purposes of those men. Because Malcolm and Martin could not have done what they did without Betty and Coretta. They couldn't have done it. To go out and consistently face the opposition like that, the danger, the threats on their life, the threats on their family's life, the threat over their freedom, fighting for their freedom, being accosted, being jeered, spit on, attacked, attempts on their life. All of that type of thing, that's a heavy calling. That's a heavy calling. It takes a certain kind of man to answer the call. But it also takes a certain kind of woman to come with him when he answers that call. Thank you, Ruminant. Said Bobby Womack experienced that after Sam Cooke's death. The people never accepted him marrying his band leader's widow. Yeah. You ain't Sam Cooke. And what you doing? Right? So, a lot of women aren't going to, not only are they not going to like what we say, but they're not going to be able to relate to what we say. And the reason why they're not going to be able to relate to what we say is because of the condition of women, specifically black women today. See, we don't have fathers. We don't have fathers in the home. White survivalism through feminism and all these other isms that got into the heads of women that worked to disperse the family and break the family dynamic like that, got it where these women do not, the vast majority of women, your average woman, don't even know how to relate to a man at all. Because the first place she's supposed to learn that is between her and her father. She's supposed to learn how to relate to a man by relating to her father. But we got so many women that either do not have a father or father figure in their life, or they got one, but they ignore him. They're taught to ignore his provision, ignore his problem solving, ignore his protection, ignore his procreation. So she'll end up, because she being hard-headed with her daddy, she'll end up getting into these various kinds of relationships with men that's wasting her time, that's, she giving her body to, and all of this sort of thing, and it's a problem. It become problematic for her. Now she getting into these situations where, I don't know what's going on with these men and blah, 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 blah. And then men ain't this and men ain't that. When she got a whole father. And you be trying to figure out, well, what's going on with your daddy? And then to hear her talk about ain't nothing wrong with her daddy. Was your daddy there? Yeah, he was there. Was he taking care of the house? Was he taking care of business or whatever? Yeah. So he was there in the house taking care of business, like raising y'all. Yeah. So what's your problem? So what's your problem? What's your problem with men? Why you don't know how to talk to or relate to men? That's because she was feeling herself when she got old enough to strike out on her own, and so the things that her father was telling her bounced off her head. She felt like she ain't have to do none of that because I'm 18, I'm grown, blah, 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 blah. And you can't tell me starting with that crap. You just trying to control me when her father's really saying, I'm a man. I'm a man before I'm your daddy. I'm a man. As a man and as your father, I'm trying to give you the heads up that you need, because I really don't want to see you fall by the wayside. I really don't want to see you put yourself in positions that you ain't got to put yourself into. I really don't want you to do that. So I'm trying to give you what you need so that you don't end up where all these other girls are ending up that don't have the benefit of a father. And this is why I said in another live stream, the worst 304 is the one that don't gotta be. The worst kind of 304 is the one that never had to be a 304. She had all the makings of a lioness and chose to be a hyena. That's the worst kind of hyena. Worst kind of hyena is the one that had every opportunity to be a lioness and she didn't do it. So that lack of fatherhood and that lack of being able to relate to a man sets a woman back off of her purpose. Now she's filling her head and she's allowing external influences to fill her head about what her purpose is. Now she think her purpose is to challenge men, not relate to them, not serve them, but to challenge them, to compete with them on men's terms, to have a masculine frame where she's saying, I can do anything that you're doing, and I can do it better than you. So in this way, she don't learn how to respect men. She don't know what men do. She don't know how to receive a man's system, order, and structure. She don't know how to receive his 4 P's. She don't know how to receive his leadership. She don't know what leadership look like. She don't know how to respond to leadership. She don't, in other words, she does not give masculinity the feminine response. She doesn't give masculinity the feminine response. She doesn't give a leader the proper followership. Women have lost their purpose. We think our purpose is to go to work. We think our purpose is to, try to chase the bag and be on Instagram and try to show each other up and get BBLs and, who got the longest weave and who can cuss a man out better and who can twerk. Like, this is what we think our purpose is. To just do whatever, whenever, however, and ain't nobody can't check me, boo. That's what women think their purpose is. And when we talk about, no, your purpose is men, women get mad. And I know I'm supposed to be on a break. So after these messages, we'll be right back.
This is Norn for A-Game TV, and we're at the A-Game 8th Annual Father and Son Day Carnival. Well, let's talk to some of the fathers out here. Well, here comes a grandfather at least. Can you come over and say a couple of words for A-Game?
Dad, can I have this?
Boy, put that down. You want to talk to me? Whoa, this 28-year-old body sure don't work like it used to.
28? You look more like you're 78.
Dad, can I go in there?
I can't afford that.
Can I have this horse?
Oh, you done broke the merry-go-round.
Dad, can I have this?
Come save me down here today. This boy done took all my energy.
Wow, you really should try A-Game. It's an all-natural solution that's going to give you the energy and pep you need to keep up with that young whippersnapper you got there.
Can I have this?
Oh, who's gonna pay for all this? Hey, can y'all take a 2-party out-of-state check?
Here, try some. Wow, that really turned you into a super dad.
Yeah, and with all this energy, I'm really about to enjoy my father's time.
Well, there you have it, folks. Another super dad. This is Norin for A Game TV signing off. Remember, stay on your A game.
After we cash this 2-party out-of-state check, we're going to talk about the alpha widow. Right? See, we think our purpose is to do all this other stuff other than get with a man that's our alpha and serve his purpose. And women nowadays want these kinds of men. I'm going to tell you the problem. They want these kind of men, but they cannot hang with these types of men because she don't know her purpose in his life. She think he's supposed to come into her life and join her purpose. Problem is, women don't have individual external purposes. We don't have that. We think our purpose in life is to, just love ourselves and be free. And that ain't no purpose. That's not a purpose. That ain't got no structure to it or nothing. That don't have no accountability attached to it or nothing. Let's take Vanessa Bryant for a minute. Black women was real mad at her because Kobe chose her. But without knowing the intimate nuances and details of their relationship, he was her alpha. It's gonna be a minute before you see Vanessa with another man publicly. It's gonna be a minute. Because he came and poured into her everything that he poured into her. What do alpha men do for women? What do they do for a lioness? This is where the loyalty comes from. This is where that undying come from a lioness to an alpha. Because he poured everything into her. He poured everything into her. He elevates her to levels internally that she never would have achieved on her own. He helps her to discover things about herself and unlock her potential as a woman. He helped her to unlock her potential as a woman. He provides a space for her to fulfill her natural role as a woman, which is to serve the purpose of the man. And he do it in such a beautiful way that she never feel less than. She never feel neglected, or she never feel like it's nothing or it's underappreciated. He actually make her feel really good about it. It's other women that make her feel bad about it, not the man. It's other women that get jealous of it, that want to say, oh, you got low self-esteem. Oh, you just let that man do anything. Oh, you just let that man, he do everything. All you do is follow up behind him. Why you don't get your own life? The kicker box is that she do got her own life. And a lioness in this situation with an alpha who's training her up is that she gotta be fulfilled with other stuff because she sacrifices things to be with him. What are you talking about, Crimson Q, when you talking about training her up? I mean, an alpha has to do a couple of things, especially in this climate, finding a lioness. The first thing he has to do is determine what her status is in terms of whether she had a father, whether she come from a setting where she understands how to relate to men. If she has that, then that's one less thing he got to do. That's one less lesson he gotta invest time in teaching her how to do. If she don't have that, but yet she has good foundation as a lioness, this is when he be like, okay, I'll work with you. So he has to, if she has a lacking in the first man she was supposed to relate to, that relationship, he has to take on almost a fatherly role with her in teaching her how 101 how to relate to a man, a masculine man who's on his purpose, right? She got to learn how to talk. She got to learn how to react. She got to learn the proper response, essentially. And I'm not talking about being fake. I'm talking about he's uncovering what these things are for her. Right? Then, this is when he starts asking her about her sexual history. Right? This is not coming from a place of insecurity. He know he can handle business in the bedroom and all that kind of stuff. That's not the issue. That's not even the point. The point is, what kind of damage did you undergo putting yourself underneath unworthy men? What kind of damage did you do to yourself? Thank you, Miss Celine. And lionesses like myself need fine tuning, but I'm cooperative and I'm a good listener. Some men expect a lioness to have everything perfect from the start. Precisely. And that's the biggest myth. I'm glad you said that, Celine. The biggest myth that a non-alpha has about a lioness is that she's perfect from the start. That there is no tweaking, there's no fine-tuning, as Celine put it. There's no working with her. He ain't got to work with her. See, the issue with that is, unfortunately, that's a beta's mindset of a lioness, of a alpha's widow. See, he don't mind coming in behind that alpha because he's going to benefit from the system that the alpha already put in place. He gonna benefit from the woman that the alpha built. He gonna benefit from her because that woman don't need a whole lot of tweaking from him. She really don't. He can't improve upon the system that the alpha put in place, and he can't improve upon that woman. He can't really make her go further. But he can benefit from the fact that when the alpha died, he left her with no debt. He left her with money. He left her with houses. He left her with cars. He left her with mannerable children. And he left a feminine woman behind. A non-alpha or a beta male sees that and sees a gold mine. He gonna run into a problem with her though. The problem he gonna run into with her is that she's going to stick with many elements of the alpha system. So there are going to be elements of his system. He gonna come in that house and the system is going to be working. We already got a guy that we sent our cars to get checked out. We already got a mechanic. We even had that same mechanic for 10 years. We already got the structure of the household. So, we do laundry on this day and we go, outside on this day and we take family vacations this month and all of that is there. It's there already. Now he gonna love her because he view her as this woman like, this gold mine. And she is gonna be a gold mine. Problem is, some betas, not all, he gonna love her, but he gonna resent her too. Can y'all guess why? Can y'all guess why he would resent her as well? He gonna start resenting her not because she's doing something to him or that she's doing something wrong. He gonna resent her because she's not looking at him like, because she know he's acceptable, but he not gonna take me no further. In this particular case, some men in that position will cheat on a lioness. He'll cheat on her. He'll cheat on her. Now, he won't leave her, but he'll cheat on her. And he'll be cheating on her with a woman that does look at him like that. He'll go cheat on her with a woman that is looking at him like, because he need that feeling. And while the lioness is respecting him and all of that type of stuff, he's not quite getting that from her. So she's not disrespecting him. She's not throwing nothing in his face or nothing like that. But that particular element is missing. The danger for a lioness, the reason why it's difficult for an alpha widow to get with another man is because the danger is that we don't want to go back. See, we don't want to go backwards. What's backwards? If we know you can't propel us further or expand upon where we are, you're going to pull us back to a place you can handle. And that might actually mean that we're going back into a form of chaos that we came from. And we don't want to do that. So a lioness that's been alpha widowed or whatever, she got to be careful with that. Because that can be quite problematic. Very problematic. Now, I think I can understand. I think I can now talk about what it really takes to be with these men. Men that have purpose. Men that have drive. Men that have such a strong leadership. A strong system, order, and structure. She got to make sacrifices. And this is part of what the hyenas can't do and don't want to do. The sacrifice. Why he can't spend more time with me? Why he can't do this? Why he can't do that? Why he can't whine and dine me all the time? Why is he paying more attention outside than he is here with me? She don't understand and she don't want to understand what it takes. And this is why you will have these hyenas will get around these alpha men or whatever, and these lions, and then can't tolerate them. He'll have all the stuff she wants. He'll have the focus. He'll have the drive. He'll have the ambition. He'll have the money. He'll have the looks. He'll have the aesthetic. He'll be able to talk to you. He'll be able to throw down with you in the bedroom. He understand what you know. He got that mouthpiece. He the man. He the man. Thank you, 39 Dina. He the man. And she loved every inch of it. She loved every piece of it because that's that dude. And she know it. It's intoxicating to be around him. But it also drains her to be around him. It drains her. It's exhausting. And the reason why it's exhausting for her to be around him is because she ain't ready to make none of the sacrifices necessary. She's not ready to submit to the mission. She doesn't understand that her purpose is him. It's God, then him. God, then him. That's what you were made for. And this isn't some patriarchal, men was on a power trip when they said it. No. This is the order of the Most High. Thank you. You can't see me. Say off topic. Couldn't know that when you spoke on TD Jakes. Very powerful. Thank you so much. So the thing about a lioness is that she's inspirational. She needs to be a muse to benefit his mission and purpose. She helps him to help her elevate, right? She gives him the motivation to fulfill his purpose. Like I said, for an example, Malcolm and Martin could not have gotten as far as they did and did as much as they did without the women in their life to hold down everything that they was holding down. And it was not easy for them women to do that. She got to keep everything together in his personal life so that he can have the time and the energy and the mental focus to actually focus on his purpose. So she's holding down the fort, so to speak, with the home and the children and their interpersonal relationship. She cannot keep up drama and chaos between them. She cannot keep up, the problems and the arguing and the this and the that. She can't keep that kind of mess up. He can't utilize her if she doing that. She can't give in all the time to her chaotic nature. She can't do it. So she gotta be able to get that balancing act together, right? She can't make his life more difficult. She gotta make his life easier. She has to, or else she gotta go. And it's not even a personal thing. It's not even like, oh, I can't stand you, I hate you. It's just like, no, I got so much going on. If you can't help me, you are a hindrance. If you're not part of the solution, you're literally part of the problem. And you literally gotta go. Like, I literally can't deal with you. You might be good for another man, but you're not me. Not me. So she has to make many sacrifices. One of the first sacrifices she got to make is a sacrifice on her feelings. She got to sacrifice her feelings. What am I talking about? She cannot be overly sensitive to every little bitty thing. She cannot do it. She can't. She can't. Now, there is a balancing act here because a woman's sensitivity, her sensitivity to emotion, her sensitivity to energy, her sensitivity to nonverbal and verbal communication is all part of her femininity. So she can't get rid of it. Her feelings and her sensitivity is a part of the feminine energy that he needs to keep going. That's a part of the inspiration and the motivation. But the balancing act for the lioness is to not allow her feelings to become this over emotional, throwing tantrums every time, spazzing out, going haywire every 3 seconds. She gotta have some type of balance on that. That is tied to her spiritual value. Okay? because she gonna spaz out, but she can't bring that to him all the time. That's the key. We spaz out as lionesses because we're women. And we're feminine women. And we have a level of sensitivity. We're not stoic. We're not stoic. Because that's actually a part of masculinity. We're not stoic. We crying. We upset. We confused. We be doing it. We do this, do that. However, we gotta be able to pull it back and not give it to him all the time. And the reason why we can't have these over emotional outbursts every 2 seconds is because he can be empathetic to that, but only so many times and in small doses. Small doses. He can't take that all the time. It's gonna frustrate him. Right? It descends for us into a sort of madness. And that's when we have to draw boundaries with ourselves. The second major sacrifice that a lioness gonna make is time. We gonna make the sacrifice of time. What am I talking about? He can't spend a whole lot of time with you, and he can't spend a whole lot of time on you, building you and bringing you up to speed. What am I talking about? Bringing you up to speed so that you'll be able and equipped, because he's trying to equip you for living life with him. And the sacrifice he know you gonna have to make. So he's trying to equip you for it. There's a time that he's dedicating to this. And this is inclusive of what I was talking about before. Learning what was your relationship with your dad? Did you have one? Was it crazy? Was it good? Was it bad? Whatever. What was your relationship with men? Like, did you have a lot of stupid men in your life? Did you do a lot of stupid stuff? Was you underneath a man that damaged you? Was you underneath a beta? Was you underneath a hyena male, a maggle that did you wrong and messed you up and turned you around the other way? And then I got all this work to do to undo you and all of that type of stuff. Do I got that? That's what's included in him building you up. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. You can't see me say, if he can't fix it, don't cloud his brain with it. Basically. So all of that is included in him building. The time he's spending with you in the front load of the relationship is not vacay, kick it, Netflix time. This time is work. And your work in this time is getting up to speed. Now, after that phase is over, when he's over kind of doing the building blocks of molding you for him, you'll now sacrifice that time. Now he's not going to be spending all of that time on the phone, all of that time in your face. He can't do it. Now his time must now be dedicated to the purpose which comes before you, because the purpose is tied to the spiritual value. And spiritual value is number one, your family, you're number three. So his time is limited, it's valuable, it can't be wasted, and it is now dedicated to the purpose. Okay? You as a lioness, you're going to sacrifice time. There are going to be times he going to miss milestones with his kids. He going to miss them. Especially depending on the nature of his purpose and how he went about it. He ain't going to hear his baby first word. He not going to see that baby take that first step. Right? He going to miss the school recital. Thank you, Motown. Said your message should be required learning in our community. I share your videos with my daughters. Your words pretty much echo what I've taught and continue to teach them, but from a woman's perspective. I really appreciate that, and hopefully they're getting so much out of it. Thank you so much, Motown. Right, we're going to take it a few minutes over. I'm not going to take too much time since we talked about time. Right? So you're going to sacrifice time away from him. This is not an attempt for him to neglect you. This is not him neglecting you. Okay? He's not trying to neglect you or the children or the household or any of that. Trust and believe you are on his mind 24/7. You're on it. In point of fact, he has tied you to his purpose. He has tied you and his family to why he doing what he doing. That's why you're a motivation. He's tied you to that. He's tied you to that. Your job here as a lioness is to have patience with it, forbearance with it. It's going to be nights he can't come home. You're going to have to understand that. This is why it become important for the lioness to not have a lot of chaos, because the time he spent with you gonna have to be quality, because it's rarely gonna be quantity. You're gonna have to teach your children that their father is not abandoning them. You're going to have to reinforce. You're going to have to reassure them that he's gone because he loved them, not gone because he hates them. The woman's balance here, not only is her job to see this through with a whole lot of patience, because you don't think Betty wanted her man at the house and not going off to give some speech somewhere where somebody can put a bullet in his head. You don't think she wanted that? You don't think Coretta wanted that? Martin to stay home sometime. Don't go to that rally. Don't. You gotta go. You gotta go back to such and such city. They gonna hang you. They gonna shoot you. You don't think she was worried? You don't think she was worried? You don't think she had to put on that front for her kids and tell them daddy gonna be back? And she don't know if daddy gonna be back. She don't know that. What she do know for sure is that daddy gonna walk out that door one day and he not coming back. That's what she know. And she dread that day. That's the day that the alpha widow dread, the day she become the widow. The day that man gonna walk out and he not coming back. He not coming back. She has not even wanted to imagine what her life gotta be like without the guidance and the leadership and the system of that man. It's even worse for women like Vanessa. You got a healthy man. She lost her man and her baby. You got a healthy man. Well, nothing wrong with Kobe physically. He went out with his daughter, enjoying some daddy-daughter time. Didn't come back. She thought she was going to grow old with that man. And she didn't. Not because he left her, not because he wanted to go, not because he was doing this and doing that, but he died. Lauren was probably scared on some level of her being, thank you, Charles, that Nipsey was, you keep going back to that hood and stuff like that, Nip. I got to do it. The people over there, they need me. They're my people. That's my family. He doing what he believed he got to do. He left and didn't come back. Now she got to figure out what her world got to be without him. That's why we go on spiritual journeys after that. We got to. Because you ain't going to feel it with a man. You feel that. You can feel that void with God. The wives of the prophet, peace be upon him, was ordered not to marry again after the death of the prophet. Who coming behind him? Who coming behind him? That's why we refer to them as the mothers of the believers, because they never married nobody else after that. Who's coming behind the system or the instructor of a prophet of Allah? Who coming behind that? Nobody. Who's going to have better character? Nobody. Who going to have better masculinity? Nobody. Who going to have a better system? Nobody. Nobody. Even Allah recognized the alpha widow. Even Allah recognized the alpha widow. They was all alpha widows when he died, all of them. Right? We got it in our head that we didn't need our men, that we don't need them. So there are some hyenas listening to this that's shaking their head. Like, girl, what is this mammy talking about? That's because you don't have a lioness's mind and you don't have her heart. The male lion that's on his purpose can see. It's like the analogy I've made before about a jeweler who can come and look and see the potential of the jewel. If only I can hew it out of the stone, get it out of the stone, get it out of the dirt that it's in, chip off the impurities in it so I can see how beautiful it actually is. Every man is not capable of that, because you had some men that passed up that very jewel and threw it away like it was nothing. Oh, it's too dirty. It's not, I don't have time to clean it. And then an alpha come along and say, you're missing out. This is what you do with this. You see how it's a diamond in that coal? You see how it's a diamond in there? I'm going to get it out. You wasting your time, man. That diamond for the street. That diamond for that ain't no diamond. That's a cubic zirconia. It's for the street. No, it's not. That is a diamond. You just don't know what you're looking at. No, if she was a diamond, she already be a diamond set in the setting, in the ring, in the stone. That's not how you get diamonds. That is, how do you think that the diamond get to the ring, in the setting, in the stove? How do you think it get there? Somebody had to do what I'm doing right now, which is see the potential of the diamond while it's in the dirt, not after somebody cut it and polished it. Thank you again. You can't see me. Said put family third. Modern women ain't having it. I want a divorce. Exactly. And that's the gripe that a lot of people got against Lauren London. She was with Lil Wayne before. Yeah, Lil Wayne is the leader that Nipsey Hussle was. I doubt it. Doubt it. Nipsey was able to look at Lauren and say, no, I can elevate her. I can elevate her. She just misguided right now. She just caught up, she trying to get up under these men that ain't really got nothing for her. We gonna see. We gonna see if she a diamond or not. I'm gonna pick her up. Yeah. I know I can override the men you've been with. I know I can override them because I know I'm a better leader than them. So I'm not worried about the men you've been with. Not really worried about him. Because he ain't came with no SOS that I can't trump. That's why he wasn't worried about all of that. I'm gonna elevate you in ways they couldn't. Yeah, you thought they could, but it was the money and stuff, but they couldn't do nothing with you internally. I'm gonna give you both. I'm gonna give you the money and the status of being with me, but I'm also going to elevate you internally as a woman. I'm gonna better you as a woman. I'm gonna do that. And he did it. That's why she moving like she moving right now. Because I guarantee you, if Wayne had been her man and he died, she'd have had another man. Quick. Can't do it after Nipsey, though. Not so fast. Not so fast. So the alpha, like I said, is like that jeweler. He's got a jeweler's eye. No, man, I'm only going to take a man when she a stone in the ring, in the glistening in the store under the lights. Okay, you can do that. That's your choice. But I know how the stone got there. I'm going to pick her up. I don't want you to say nothing after she glistening. I don't even want you to look at her. I don't even want you to look at her. Man, she poor. She from the hood. She a hood chick, man. You don't know what that chick did. Okay. I'm going over there to get her. Man, you stupid. Okay, I mean, I can be a lot of things. I ain't stupid, so you watch your mouth on that one. But I'm going to go over here and get her. I'm going to go get her. We'll see where she is. We're going to see. And he might take a lot of time. You know how they had that little brush? Like an archaeologist. Got to get the chisel on that part. Okay. And when he finished, you don't recognize her. You don't recognize her. You thought she was one way, he saw another one. Turned all the way around, did a whole 180. Now, the same dude that passed up looking. Man, that's you. Close your eyes. You close your eyes. So the lioness is not always this that come out of the box like that, because we live in the society too. But anyway. Becky ain't polished either. She ain't polished. If you think a woman don't need no work, you got nothing coming. You always gotta work on her to make her befitting for you. But anyway, all you gotta do is watch 90 Day Fiance and see all them non-black masculine women that need somebody to come pop them upside the head or leave them to the street. So anyways, I want to draw everybody's attention to the petition we have against Black Lives Matter as an organization. You know, I really wanted to have a slick little segue, but I don't. So we just got to say it. Thank you for hanging with me on overtime too. But we're going to go ahead and draw your attention to that petition. We have a petition against them because of the theft that they committed on the black community by taking more than $90 million and from the black community and then not returning it or putting it back into the community in any way that helps. Thank you, Black Wizard said what you're describing is almost the same as when a lot of red pill guys complain women wait at the finish line and pick the winners. We are meant to grow together. You just have to figure out what you can tolerate. Exactly. So they took that money and instead of giving it back to the community, giving it back to the families of the victims of police shootings and things of that nature, they pocketed that money. They made a profit and then they wanted to step down and resign like they ain't had nothing to do with it. We're not having it. So the petition is to hold them accountable. So please go ahead and sign if you have not done that. Please share it, even if you have signed, and contribute to it if you can. The link to it is in the chat, and it's also in the description box. Also, today's lesson to the lioness was brought to you by a game that is made for your lions. So if you want to hear that lion roar, you want to see that mane shake, okay? That's what you want to do, then you're going to have to get your man some A game so that his vitality, his energy, his strength, and his libido is all made better. This is a health solution for men that really does address his overall health and benefits his overall health, okay? So this is a mental benefit. This is also a physical benefit that women, you can go ahead and get this for the lions in your life. Your fathers, your husbands, your sons, your brothers, and any man that you care for that's in your life, that you want to show him that you love him and you care about his health. And fellas, please don't hesitate to go ahead and get this for yourself as well. To become a part of the A Game family, all you have to do is click the link at the top of the chat at agameherbal.com, and please don't forget your 10% discount using the code Kendra10. All right. I want to thank everyone for their generous contribution. Thank you, Pharaoh. I love you, Kendra. We just need to put our age differences aside. Mashallah. I want to thank everyone for their contributions through Super Chat, through Cash App, and through PayPal as well. And I want to thank my support team, without which I cannot bring you this awesome and thought-provoking content. So thank them so very much for everything that they do behind the scenes. You guys have no idea how valuable they are to this channel. And I'm going to go ahead and finally wrap this up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.